Looks like they're frozen. Okay, welcome to day number 3. Is this yours?
No.
Welcome to day number 3.
I'm in Visa.
Of our Google Apps class for this week. And what is the Google app we're studying this week? This week.
Google Plus.
Google Plus, right. Thank you, Rod. Okay, and now today, what is the sub-app of Google Plus we're doing today? Communities, right. Okay, so that video we watched was about a year old, and it was out of date. A lot of parts of it were not accurate. They've been improved by Google. So don't get frustrated. Don't think it's bad. Google is always updating and changing. Most of that stuff was very good. So today we are going to create some communities. Before we do, though, let's just do a little review. So in Google Plus, the 3 parts that we focus on are what?
Circles.
Circles. There you go. Circles. Hangouts. And communities. Now, who should be added to circles? Everybody. Everybody you come in contact with, you should put in 1 or more circles. Everybody you come in contact with, you need to collect their data, their contact information, and add them to a circle, because at some point you might want to reach out to them in the future. There we go. At some point you might want to reach out to them in the future, and it's good to know who they are, where you can reach them. The more people you can touch, the better it is for you. So everybody you come in contact with should be added to a circle. Ideally, this is something you could do every day, but maybe once a week, like on Sunday. You set aside a certain time on Sunday, like Sunday morning, to go into Google Plus or go into your Google account and then do your housekeeping stuff. You're going to get all of your contact lists up to date, circles, communities, all of that stuff. Just have a set time to do that. Because if you don't have a set time, what's probably going to happen? Yeah, you're just not going to do it, because it's easier to do it in the future. Hangouts we're going to talk about tomorrow. And so circles is primarily a way to give messages to other people, to particular groups of people. So you take all of your contacts and you divide them and create a whole bunch of circles, right? You create a whole bunch of circles, you put all of your contacts in the circles. And then what happens is, if you want to send a message to everybody that's in that circle, you post a message here, which could be what? What kind of thing could you post? Like what? A event? A video? Right? A picture?
Special writings you found about the topic? Or
okay, you could reshare something. Yeah. So you post it here, and it goes out to everybody that's in that circle. So it's a great way to do it. Now, please do not include me in circles where you're sending inspirational stuff. Okay?
Well, you think you don't need no inspiration?
No, I don't. I have my own inspirational stuff. I have my own inspirational stuff. And it gets overwhelming when 100 people are giving you inspirational messages every week, okay, that are important to them. So this is why you should have separate circles. So please remove me from your post to the whole world circle. Okay? In fact, you shouldn't be posting to the whole world. Anybody in here, especially from Casa Grande, you should only be posting to people in your circles. When you
Okay, Ed, we're back. We lost you for a minute.
Okay, good. Welcome back. So, when you post from a project, you're not to be posting from you. You're to be posting from the obligation, from SPQR, from People of the Abyss. You need to log on to those, and if you don't know the Facebook or the logon information, Phyllis can get that for you. Brett can get it. Maybe Brett can post it, or Phyllis can post it for everybody. So if you're going to post something to Facebook, you log on to the People of the, let's say you're going to post something to the People of the Abyss Facebook page. You log on to the Facebook or to the People of the Abyss Facebook page, and you post from there. You don't post from your account onto that account. Okay, you post from that account. And if you're doing anything from Google Plus, you should do it from the community that you're a member of, out to the whole world. And if you're posting any inspirational stuff, you should just post it to people in your circles. And don't include me in that inspirational circle, please. And don't include me in any circles where you're posting pictures of other people.
Popular person.
Okay. Just, I have other things to deal with. Okay? So I know your intentions are good, but this is the thing now, to not be throwing stuff out to everybody who doesn't care. What you should be doing is sending stuff to people who do care or who may care. All right? So that's circles. Circles is a thing you post to the circle and it goes out to everybody in your circle. Communities is not the same, obviously, as a circle, but it acts a lot like a circle in that you can post. So today we're going to create some communities. In fact, and we want to make sure that everybody joins certain communities. So you should create from that video your own private community. So it's a community that's private and you're the only member. Then whenever you see anything on Google Plus that you like, you share it back to your community. So when you go into your community, guess what? It's there. And the reason to do it into a community is because you can have a lot of different categories in your community. So you could have a category on music, inspiration, work. You can have categories inside of your community, and so if you see something you like out there, you post it to your community, and then it asks you, well, where do you want to post it? And you pick the category. So that would mean, like, over 5 years, projecting out 5 years from now, if you just posted one thing per category a week, how many things would be posted in each category over a 5-year period? One thing times 50 weeks times 5 years is how many?
250.
Yeah. Okay, so you'd have 250 postings in each of these categories. If you had 8 categories, you wouldn't want to be searching, times 8 is 2,000. You wouldn't want to be searching for 2,000 things, right? 250 is a lot to search through, but it's manageable. You could come up with subcategories. So one thing to do, in fact, we can do that right now, is create a community that is your private community. And as we saw in the video, it doesn't have to be your name. It doesn't have to be Manuel Jackson Community. It can be whatever you want.
Where's that search for community? Type in that.
Okay, so how do you create a community?
Went to communities, right? I think I've joined one, but I haven't created one.
Yeah, so we're creating one now.
You go over and you click on the thing that says create community.
Are we doing it public or private?
This is your private community.
Private.
Okay, but
Okay.
we click on communities first, right?
Right. Okay. So you click. So everybody go to Google Plus. If you don't know what to do, go to Google Plus. In Google Plus, hover over the menu button or on the left, home. Click on community, and then you'll see over on the right in blue a blue button that says create community.
We're private, yeah.
Okay, and this is your private community.
What do you want to call it?
My private pictures.
Well, you should
Really?
not call it my private community. You should do something a little bit more than that.
Then we'd make it private then.
Yeah. And then what do you want to call it? So it could be your initials, could be research, inspiration.
Who?
Hide it. What do you mean, hide it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't, this is your private one. So depending upon how paranoid you are,
Oh, then I'm
okay, you want to not have any chance that anybody sees that you have a private community. You can do that. Okay? Now, something he said about 3 times was anything in your private community only members of the community can see. So if you're the only member of the community, only you can see what's in your community. Okay, so hide it from searches.
I did that.
Why hide it?
Congratulations.
Well, if you don't want anybody to know what's in your community, you hide it from searches.
Just go to it, they can't go into it though, right?
Huh?
Like if you got it, they
Oh, no,
can't search and find it, they can't go in
Yeah.
and see what's.
So this is just another layer. So it's like if you don't want anybody to even know you have a private community.
What about a tagline?
Taglines?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you are at the next page, right? So now you're at the community page. Okay.
Okay, and mine, taking a photo, filling about section, and discussion category.
Okay, so this is now on my screen. So I have the community created. So you can finish setting it up. Okay, add a descriptive tagline. That's if you want, optional. That's just life is wonderful. My life is wonderful. It's just a little slogan thing that you want to have. Okay, about is what is this community about and for. So usually when you create a community, it's not your own private community. It's more like, the typical thing is it's more like a website. So other people go there, oh, what's this community about? And in the about section it tells them what it's about. You just type it in. Okay, now we're going to, Dennis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, because we're going to announce the winner.
Okay.
No, we announced the
Oh, so
two
we got
winners.
one up here, one from-
Oh, 2 winners. Can we get a drum roll?
You can have the drum roll. The drum roll is occurring. There we go. Robert has done the drum roll.
Okay.
And the winner is Santa Fe Springs.
All right.
Silence here.
Who cares? Oh, don't.
No.
Congrats.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Sherry's working with Rose to make sure that you get the Starbucks cards to 2 people. Get the Starbucks cards today.
Okay, all right, thank
You
you.
guys did a very good job. I went through it again today. Sherry went through it. Phyllis went through it. And there were no errors. You know, it looked good. It functioned well. You had 2 pages. Also, it was very consistent. I couldn't find any errors in it
Right,
at
all
all.
right,
So great job. Very good job on that.
thank you.
We'll share it. We will share that with everyone else to do their plan. We'll put it on our community. Okay? So now back, okay, so everybody pick up your pitchforks, back to work. Okay, so is everybody on the page that looks like this?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody finish this page?
Yes, I think I did because it says invite to this community.
Okay. So you don't want to invite anybody.
Right. Well, how do we gotta communicate?
Okay. Now, well, because it's your community. When you go to communities, it will always be there.
So I'll just say cancel. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so that's the next screen now. But you need to add some subcategories. So over here is a wheel. Right here on your screen is a cog, a gear. Click on that.
So what?
Gear, cog,
Code?
cog, C-O-G.
Right there where you at. That's it.
Okay, it's to the right of notifications on. So if you click on that, go to Edit Community. And your screen, if you scroll down, your screen will look like this. And you want to click here and add category. Well, discussion is the general thing. That's the default where everything will go. So you want to add a category. So you have to think of what are things that are important to you. Music, videos.
And this is just one category, right?
You can add all kinds of categories. So if you click on Add Category, you type in the name, and you hit Enter, and then you can do it again. You can do it, just keep doing it. So it could be travel, music, movies, inspiration, friends. So if you get posts from friends, romance. If you get posts from friends and you want to save those posts, you forward it to your community.
Will it automatically separate them into these?
Or romance.
Will it automatically separate it into these, or we gotta go in?
And if you share to that community, first you say, I want to go to the community, and then it asks you where. You have to fill in 2 things that you send to a community. So it forces you. Okay, is everybody done?
That's what your question is. So like, but I don't.
And add as many categories as you want. So if you can't think of categories, think about another thing that we're going to want to do is join other communities. Okay. So if you join a community, you might want to have a category here that is associated with the name of that community. So, plus community that you want to join. It's a good idea to have a category in your community called Google Plus. So that means anytime you saw a posting on Google Plus that you liked from a Google Plus category, you would post it. I'm going to change that because Google Plus is confusing me. So let's say in your community you have a category called Red Wheelbarrow. Okay. And let's say you join a community over here that's a red wheelbarrow community.
Because it doesn't go with all
Whenever they post something that you like, if they post something you like and you want to save it, you, in the box that is share, you put in your red wheelbarrow community. Then it's going to ask you where do you want to save it in your red wheelbarrow community. You have a category. This is the category here. My private. So you have your private community. You subscribe to a community called Red Wheelbarrows. You create a category called Red Wheelbarrows. So if you see a post in here you like and you want to remember it, you want to save it, share it, and it says where. And you share it to that category in your community. So what you have to do when you're thinking about all of this stuff, Google Plus, all of these Google apps, Gmail, contacts, is be thinking in terms of, I'm going to have this thing for the next 15, 20, 50 years. So if I set it up right now, this is going to be great for me forever. Okay? Because Google will keep adding storage space. Right now it's 15 gigabytes. Okay? In the future it'll be a lot more. And so instead of starting all over, you might as well just building from this thing right here. Okay, does everybody have their private community created and done? Yeah. Now the other thing you can do is you can go back and make it fancy by adding pictures and all kinds of stuff. Okay, but let's, right now that you have your community and you hit save, you should have a page that looks like this now, right? You're back to your home screen. Now click on here where it says all communities, or you can click on recommended for you.
How's it judging what's recommended for you?
Well, based upon what your usage is. If you're just starting it, it doesn't have a lot of information. Okay, so I just clicked on recommended for you, and this comes up with a lot of general categories, and you can think of these as ideas. So one is called TED. I'm going to click join the TED community.
I have joined some.
Okay?
Is it okay for us to join something?
Yeah. Just join a couple communities. Hey, Keith.
And when you join their communities, are they notified that you're remaining anonymous in your wall?
Okay, so you're not joining anonymously. They're seeing you as you, as Daniel Jackson. You're only anonymous in your community.
And how do they decide whether or not to take it?
They have their own criteria. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the community I just created, which is over here. And I'm going to add a category called TED. Because I just joined a community called TED. So now I'm going back into my community. I'm creating a category called TED. That whenever something pops up in Google, so now whenever on my homepage on Google, anytime TED posts something, it's going to show up on my Google homepage. And if I like it and I want to save it and remember it, that's what it's going to do. Okay? Now, what is the famous, who remembers the famous quote from Heraclitus?
No man steps into the same river.
Yeah. So he said you can, as opposed to no man, but you can never step on the same river twice. Same thing. Think of, yeah, one second. Think of Google Plus when you're here on the home page. When you're here on this home page, think of this as a river of information. It's always flowing by. What?
That's Jerry.
I can't stand you. Say more soon.
Okay, so think of Google Plus as this river of data that's flowing by. That's what it's posted by other people. What you want to do is be good at finding the stuff that you care about and then saving it. Right. Okay? And so we just created a community as one thing. So if you liked this posting here, for example, you wanted to save it, what do? Okay. Oh, that's Brett George. Okay. So I go down here to the bottom where it has the arrow below the posting. There's a little arrow that says share this post. If I hover over it.
Where are you
So
at?
you're
I'm
in,
sorry.
you're in home. I'm on home. So this is how you put stuff in your community. If somebody from a community you like posts something, it'll show up.
Where's the arrow?
The arrow is right below the picture. And when you click on that, it says share to, or share with, something like that. Okay, so if you then click that share, message comes up, and then it says to. And you scroll down to your community.
Which is what we need, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right, let's take two.
No. So now I just pushed where I wanted to share it. You got to scroll all the way down to your community.
And there it is.
And then once you share it with the community, another box is going to pop up and ask you what category to share it.
Not
Look here. Here, if you scroll down,
yes,
click
it
in this
does.
box. Okay. Click there. I enter the community. It automatically comes up where you want to share it.
And then I,
Click on where you want to share it,
I don't really want to see.
and you can do it as, you know, if you don't have a category, you'd save it to discussion, right? And then if you do that, you look up on blue, it says Las Vegas class sample, and I put share. And now, if I go to, now I went back to my community. Here's the community I created, Las Vegas class sample, and it shows that I have a red, down the lower corner, there's a red box with a number in it. That means what? What
Somebody
does that
saw
mean?
you?
No, that means there's something new posted. So I open up the community, and guess what's in there? The thing I just put there. And guess how long it'll be in there? Forever. Until I delete it. Okay, so now, very quickly, create a second category a second community. Create a second community, which is called Your Name EW.
Create a community. Still gonna be private?
Nope, this one is now not private.
Oh, what do you wanna call it? We call it My Name.
Your Name EPW for Employment Planning Workshop.
No, anyone can join? No one can
Yep.
join? Which one is, I'm sorry.
Anyone can join.
Anyone can join. Can ask to join.
Yep. Ask to join.
Okay, ask.
So it's gonna be public.
Yes. So this is one that you're going to create and use to get yourself employment.
And
Kind of like LinkedIn.
when you take something out of a home, it becomes something you share to public. I didn't do that. Then it looks like you took someone else's work, put it out there under your.
Yeah, you need permission.
No.
Go ahead.
If you're sharing it to your private community.
Right, which I did, but it comes up under, me sharing it public.
No, we'll look at that later. No. Now, if it's saying you sharing it publicly, that just might be their default thing that you shared this. Or that little message comes up before you say where it's going. Right? You're talking about the message that pops up before you share it?
No, there's the second posting in the home, and under my name, it says.
Okay, but that's just on your page.
That's not seen
Right.
by other.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So in your public community, your employment planning community, this is where you want to have all stuff on you. Okay? So
This
you,
is how.
no, it's better than LinkedIn. LinkedIn is only good for people who are members of LinkedIn. And you need to know who they are. So this, you put your bio, certificates, video, any videos that you have, any research that you have on companies, like if you really want to work in this particular business, you've done your employment planning workshop right, want to do it, and you would share this with a prospective employer, and they say, okay, look at this, and you have one thing called research. If you have a lot of stuff on research, that tends to support the statement of, do you want to work for it? Yeah, here's what I know about your company. Here's the amount of energy I put in doing this. You can also add links on your page to like a calendar. So you could have your personal calendar linked to your community. And that would show people what you have planned when you're going to be around. Okay, Dennis, any questions?
No questions, Ed.
Okay, any questions from here? Okay, so the important thing is, on this, you have to practice doing this. So this afternoon, this afternoon, this is what everybody should be working on, is just practicing on their Google Plus community. If you give this to an employer, as part of your interview or part of your resume, like you send your bio in electronically, your resume in electronically, you can put in a link to your community, this public community right here. They will probably click on it if you put a link in there. And if it is good, if it has pictures of who you are, I'm just going to close with the picture thing for a couple minutes. A lot of people are very concerned about putting their picture before they have the interview. That's not a good idea for two reasons. One reason is you're always going to be worried about, once they see me, are they going to say no? Okay? So if you have your picture and they see you and they still want to meet you, you're not going to be worried about that, right? Right? You're not going to be worried about that. I put my picture out there. They know what I look like. If they still want to interview me, my looks are not part of the decision.
So you think it's a good idea to send your picture?
I do.
Good.
I do. Because one thing is, you're not going to be worried about what are they thinking about how you look.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm
Okay.
worried about what they're thinking.
Well, if
and
you
I like
have
to be
3
there.
teeth and 1 eye in the middle of your forehead,
Not like that.
and they want to interview you anyway,
So,
you're not going to have to worry about do they care that I look like Shrek.
Right.
Okay?
There you go.
The second reason to do it is to act like, hey, you know, I'm not trying to pretend I'm somebody different. This is who I am. So you could have pictures in there. Pictures of your dog, pictures of fishing, things you like to do, because if they like you, you're going to get the job. Okay. So, Dennis, I guess we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
And so everybody have a good, let's see. There we go.
All right then, Eric.
What, Dennis?
I said, okay, we'll wrap up as well.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on Monday.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Oh, no, tomorrow. That's right, Thursday.